Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Wednesday. Welcome to Unravel and Uplift. As you know, this is the podcast where we take things women are thinking, feeling, questioning, maybe not always saying out loud, and we unravel them.
The messy parts, the uncomfortable parts, and the parts that make us stop and think, wait, is it just me?
Right.
I have lots of those moments.
Me too. And then we uplift them. So we take this conversation, we put it in a little perspective for you, maybe add a little humor, and then something that, that's useful that you can take away with you.
Because midlife, let's be honest, is not just about having everything figured out. It's about being more honest about what fits and what doesn't, and what we want this next chapter to look like. It's almost like we're painting that picture all over again.
Yeah. Okay, so this week, we're going to take a phrase that's trending everywhere online right now, and it's called kinda chic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe you've heard of it, kinda chic.
I've seen it a few places.
Mm-hmm.
But this phrase has become one of the defining social media trends of this summer, 2026. Google searches for kinda chic are reportedly up by 5,000%, and more than 60,000 Instagram posts are using the hashtag. You may also recognize it by the yellow fonts or song. As an example, repeating an outfit is kinda chic.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving early is kinda chic. Changing your mind is kinda chic. And Drew Barrymore, who I love and I will never forget the ET days,
Yes.
has even declared that being in your 50s is kinda chic.
Which is why we're here. So we got to thinking about that phrase and how it all comes together and what is kinda chic about midlife, right? So because maybe the answer doesn't have to do with fashion and maybe it has nothing to do with like a 14-paragraph explanation when you try to bow out of something. Maybe it's having a smaller circle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's admitting that you didn't want that promotion anyway. You don't want to go to that party. You don't really care about the perfect body and the life that you thought you were supposed to want, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's about becoming less interested in looking impressive and more interested in living a life that actually feels like yours, more genuine and real.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just being old enough to stop caring about half of the things we used to care about when we were in our 20s, or 20 years ago. So today we are going to unravel some of the expectations that we have carried for years.
And then, in true Unravel and Uplift style, we're going to uplift the things that become surprisingly freeing when you finally stop caring quite so much about what everyone else thinks.
Yeah. So let's get into it because apparently
midlife is kinda chic.
Kinda chic.
So we're kinda chic.
What kind of chic? All right, let's go. All right. So we're going to unravel some kinda chic moments. So we have some thoughts around what we think is kinda chic, and then we're going to want to hear from you. So it's kinda chic to stop explaining yourself.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. So we as women, we've talked about this before on previous podcasts. We are trained to soften everything, but and use words like no, but here's why, or I'd love to, but I'm sorry, I just, and again, those 14-paragraph explanations when you're just trying to say no.
Yeah. So why women feel obligated to justify those boundaries, why no can feel rude, even when it really isn't. There is a difference between kindness and over-explaining, and how much energy we spend making sure nobody is disappointed in us or us being disappointed in ourselves. I feel like I have a lot of inner dialogue of, should I say that? Should I not? Oh, how did I come over? Like, really, does it matter in some respects? Because I feel like if you're amongst the right crew, they're going to take that in the way that they know is you.
Yeah.
And not offensively.
Right. Yeah. And an extent of that verbal vomit, and just going on and on and on about all the reasons. And it almost sounds like an excuse. Like, we're at the age that we can get it down to like 2 words. Like, no, thank you for thinking me, but I can't.
Yeah.
Period. Move on.
And just owning it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kinda chic to repeat the outfit. I love this because, I mean, how many times have we got those gorgeous things in our wardrobe that we're like, oh, we can't wear that again?
Yeah. Or who did I see last time that I wore this?
Yeah. So talk about how ridiculous the pressure became that women somehow shouldn't be photographed twice, wearing the same outfit, heaven forbid. I know it sounds crazy until you're in your closet thinking about your options and who saw you in this outfit last. Seems so first world. Actually is first world. But what we really want to focus on is on the feeling around it and the similar noise we create in life.
Yeah. Yeah. So other feelings that are similar to wearing that outfit on repeat and feeling that sort of cringe would be, are we tired of saying, oh, we're remodeling, we're upgrading our house, and then our wardrobe, and then our car, and our faces, and our bodies, and our kitchens, and our lives? And like, this is really just about getting comfortable with enough.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm loving this kind of chic because I feel like a couple of years ago, me and my husband were like, okay, do we spend money on a big trip?
Yeah.
Or do we do stuff in the house? And I adamantly was like against doing the stuff in the house. I was like, let's go do the big trip. Let's make the memories. And I think since then, we keep the house tickety-boo.
I'm sorry, to what?
Tickety-boo.
Tickety-boo?
Like we keep it okay.
Oh, okay.
We keep it good.
Tickety-boo.
Tickety-boo, tickety-boo.
Okay.
But it's like, do I really want to spend $100,000 on a kitchen?
Right.
Which, you know, my kitchen's functional.
Yep.
Does it look amazing?
Nice.
No, it doesn't look amazing, but it is a kitchen and everyone can use it and it's totally fine. Plus, I also think at the point in which we probably come to sell the house, someone's going to want to put their own mark on it.
Right.
You know? So I'm like, do we spend that or do we actually use that kind of money making the memories, you know, like.
And if this isn't your forever home, it almost seems selfish to be like, I'm going to update my kitchen when, to your point, you have these wonderful memories with your whole family that you're going to have forever, you know, and have all these experiences where like, do we have the latest kitchen upgrades? Nah, but you know, it goes on.
Yeah.
We do get caught in that rat race, especially with social media.
Yeah.
You get on Pinterest, you see these beautiful inspirational wardrobes and kitchens and cars, and you're like, I need. It can be a trap that you can get sucked down for sure.
I feel like in midlife as well, there's a whole avenue of you don't know where your kids are going to land, right? You hit a point.
Yes.
Like this is my personal, like both my kids are at high school. They're going to go off to college, I think. And then it's like, well, where are they going to land? Am I going to want to be still here, living the same life in the same house that serves purpose for a family when they're off? And I think it's really difficult at this point to make decisions in a vacuum based on what today looks like as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like hopefully that's kind of chic, that you can kind of just be okay with what you have.
Yes. And it's on your terms.
Yeah.
Like if you want to stay in your house or remodel your kitchen, you do you.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of chic to figure out your own thing and not have to do what everybody else is doing.
But I love that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
So it's kind of chic to have a smaller circle. Yay! There can be shame around friendships, changing in midlife. We're taught that a packed social calendar means that you're popular, connected, loved. But midlife often brings a different standard, depth over volume.
Yeah.
I feel like in my 20s, it was like, I'm going to invite everyone to a night out because that really defines my popularity, my status.
And all these people and be connected. Yeah.
And now it's like, I want to be around the people that just accept me, like warts and all.
Yeah.
You know, if I overserve myself, it's okay.
Yeah.
If I say something that people are like, oh, like tickety boo.
Right.
They're like, good with it. Too. You know, like just before we started, this just shows you how comfortable I am with Jen. Jen's like, are you high enough? Because I'm short, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, are you high enough? And I'm like, I love the fact that Jen knows I'm short. We acknowledge that I'm short. And that I need a little boost.
Thing.
I need the boost.
A little boost, a little pillow to sit on, right?
Love it.
Yeah. But yes, I love that phrase that you mentioned where it's depth over volume.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have a core group of friends that I can go to that I can get deep with versus having these casual friendships where it's sort of like, yeah, but you really don't know me.
Yeah.
You know? So again, our time is very valuable. We all have a lot of things on our plate. So to have people that you can just tap into when you need to versus feeling like you have to check in with everybody. Like that's
it's exhausting, right?
Yeah.
So let's be honest, we've all had or have friendships that have simply run their course. We talked about this a few weeks ago. The friends that only exist because your kids were friends with their kids.
Yep.
And that's a lot of a mouthful.
Especially when they're little. Just the play dates and shit, you're just thirsty to get out of the house and be like, can we entertain our kids and maybe we can drink some wine? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you were tied to those friends because that friend groups. And now that our kids are older and independent, driving, doing the things, we don't have those same
connectors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which is sometimes I think that's hard for people too, because you meet. I've met some of that's how I met you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We would not be here today if our sons hadn't met through soccer. So those kind of friendships can be just so valuable. Yeah. And turn into more, even though our sons don't have play dates anymore.
Yeah, like they don't even hang out. Like,
right.
But I know that when they see each other, it's like, oh, hey, how you doing, dude, and stuff. But I think it's less obligated, isn't it? It's like you start realizing what you want and what works.
And those friendships started with them, and now it's us. So we've been able to grow a friendship that started with them and create our own, which is a great thing.
But I also think they like knowing about each other still as well.
Oh,
it's like,
sure.
they like knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Work friendships, people you love but no longer have much in common with. Yeah. And friendships where you leave exhausted every single time.
Yeah. We've all had those too, where there's just, and maybe there was a connection there, but then over time people change and you're just sort of like, that was exhausting. Yeah. I got to take that in small doses. Yeah. We have those too. Yeah.
And this isn't saying, you need to cut everyone off who irritates you. Oh my goodness, can you imagine? It's like, you're the chop, right? It's not every relationship has to come with you into every season. It's probably how I describe it. Yep. Like, I don't know if you watch that show 4 Seasons.
I love it. I love the show so much. If you don't watch it and you're in our age group, please watch it because it's so relatable. There's so many true moments where I laugh out loud because I'm like, oh, that's real.
And I mean, like, that's a small crew, right? That is awkward. They are so awkward. You would never, ever in a million years put these people together, right? But it works.
It does.
And they are up and down with each other. 1 minute they'll say something rude to each other.
Right.
But it's hilarious. And that's kind of like that real depth of a relationship.
Yeah.
The messy instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is kind of chic is having 3 people you can call at 2 a.m. instead of 30 people liking your birthday post.
So the fourth thing that we thought was kind of chic was leaving the party early. I love this one so much. I live by this one. And no offense for people who know me who are listening and they're like, where'd Jen go?
Did you do the Irish goodbye?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So also known as like things that we sort of just leave that we no longer enjoy. Like we have the permission to do that. And that's kind of chic to leave that party early. It's kind of chic to admit that I really don't want to go to brunch. It's kind of chic to stop drinking if drinking makes you feel terrible. I mean, I think that's really common now where you don't see people drinking as much. You used to have, several drinks. Now you're like, I'm just a 1 or 1 or 2 girl, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of chic to wear the comfortable shoes instead of wearing like the vicious heels, right? Or these shoes that give you blisters. Like, shit, I'm gonna put my tennis shoes on. Like, own that. It's kind of chic to not know what the cool restaurant is, in the latest trends. Where before, I think you felt like you had to know that stuff to be in the know and be cool, right? It's kind of chic to stay home on a Friday night. Put your soft clothes on, binge watch something on Netflix. You don't have to go out for dinner and do the things and carry on with your friends. So I think it's kind of chic that it sounds fun maybe for somebody else. Like you go do that. If that's you, do that. But I'm going to be over here doing my thing. So
that movie Hall Pass.
Yeah. I love this movie. You reference it all the time. Yeah.
Where this guy literally gets a pass, right, to basically not be with his wife. And he thinks, oh, I'm going to go live the high life. He's middle-aged and he's like, yeah, I'm going to pull all the women. It's going to be great. He ends up in Chili's with indigestion.
Sorry, Chili.
Going to bed at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, that just makes me think about this.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's that, okay.
You have this vision of what you think you would do or should be doing based on your expectations or previous expectations or the expectations of society. And sometimes like it's kind of chic just to go home and not do the things.
Because he's like, I know what I like to eat.
Right.
I don't know where the cool place is. Actually, Chili's is cool to me. And Chili's, I'm sure, is cool to lots of people. But it's just that defining moment that makes me.
Yeah. He had big plans.
He
right?
did.
He had big plans.
Yeah.
So to wrap that up, we feel that midlife gives you that permission to distinguish between what you actually like and maybe what you've simply just been performing. Ooh. I know, right?
Okay, it's kind of chic to stop chasing the next promotion. So for decades, we've been taught that careers are supposed to go up, 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 more money, bigger title, bigger team, more responsibility. But what if you actually want more autonomy, more flexibility, more meaning, less travel, less stress, or a totally different career?
Mm-hmm.
So as we talk about this one, I read a book and I cannot remember what the name of it is right now. I think it was The Leader with No Title.
Okay.
And the whole emphasis on this was that, okay, what really is important about a title at work?
Yeah.
And, this guy interviewed someone who they were a cleaner at a hotel.
Yep.
And they were the happiest version of themselves. And in this interview, he would say, what is it about what you do? And they're like, well, I'm a leader.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, and what's your title? And the title was nothing that you would imagine that we are taught. Like it wasn't CEO of like domestic anything. And that person was like, I go in and I enjoy what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have no stress. I am the best version of myself.
Yeah.
And it fulfills me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a powerful concept, right? To take away that title.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I guess the question that you can ask yourself is, if nobody knew your title or your salary, would you still want the career that you're chasing? And I think that's so powerful, right?
That is.
Yeah. I mean,
my dog is in his career right now, snoring.
We're boring, apparently. Darby.
Sorry for the snores, everyone.
Right.
Yeah, living his best life.
Yeah. Like I was on merchandising and buying when I started my career. And then I did consulting, and that gave me freedom, right? So I had freedom to make my own schedule. This is before a lot of people worked at home, before COVID. And consulting was hard. I was a one-girl band, but I knew I still needed to have that freedom as I planned my family and, didn't want to waste that time meeting for meetings or the commute that could be hours, within a day. And so then as my career evolved, it turned into sales. And I was like, I never really thought I was going to be a salesperson. Like, I've always thought I'd be a marketing person. Like, that's really where I think I'm strong. Now, I learned things about myself that I like to engage with people. I like to present. I like to solve their problems. So sales does become a part of that. But there's times when I'm like, you do things for certain reasons because they fit the life that you want, but it may not be the path that you would have chose for yourself, but other factors came into it that changed it, right? So I think so many people can relate to like, how did I end up here? Like, I graduated with a degree here and maybe, well, it's sort of kind of chic not to be that therapist. It's sort of kind of chic to just clean hotel rooms because like that brings less stress to my life. So I think on the career path, that's super relatable on it's okay that you didn't follow the path that you thought you were going to follow.
Yeah. And I think
it all works out.
And I think that's really, I like looking at it from another dimension now where you've got young people deciding at a really early age what they want to be. Like, how do they know? Like, we're asking them almost to do the impossible thing, right? Because life experience takes you on a different journey half the time.
Yeah.
And then you get to this point in life where you're like, is this the journey I want to be on?
Right.
So it kind of feels like it's a little wonky and broken at points that we make these kids make a decision on something that's going to determine the rest of their lives when they really don't know each other themselves.
But also, I think also maybe not. Like, it may work for you now, like 4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like, this feels good for you on this path right now. But that doesn't mean it has to define you your forever path. You could change it and do something else, you know, your next chapter.
So, you don't have to be stuck.
Yeah. Give me on your terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of chic to admit things aren't perfect. Oh, this is a juicy one, right? Okay, so it's kind of chic to say, my marriage needs work.
Yeah.
My teenager is struggling. I'm lonely. I don't love my job. I don't know what's next. Money is stressful. I love my life and something still feels missing. That and is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that midlife isn't necessarily a crisis. It's an awakening.
Yes.
And I think this really speaks to that.
Yeah.
I think that honest piece of, you know what? I'm not okay.
Right.
I am not okay.
Yeah. It's okay to admit that. And I think for a long time, we walk around thinking that you have to pull it together and look the part, act the part. And God, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to be the clown and have this facade that everything's going good in your life. And sometimes it's okay just to be like, it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of crappy.
Yeah. And sometimes too, that small circle that we talked about, that is welcomely comforting. To be like, you too?
Yeah.
Like it's relatable. I'm like, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And that bond where you can talk that out, I think that's like super important. So yeah, it's kind of chic to be
I like
not
that.
okay.
Well, and I have to say, a few weeks ago when we interviewed Sarah, Feel the Scars, Sarah talked about her experience of alternative practices and things, and going to see a shaman, you know, and having that somatic work done.
Yes.
And like, I'm going to be honest, I told you, I went, after I read that, I was like, oh, I'm going to go do this because there's things that I'm still working through in my life, you know? And I was like, I feel like I've hit a point where I'm like, I need a little help. I'm a little stuck. And I'm going to tell you, amazing.
Yeah.
Totally amazing. I'm back in a few weeks' time.
Yes, but I'm so excited about this for you. I've loved listening to your journey and seeing where it takes you.
But I think I had to admit things aren't perfect.
Right.
You know,
it's hard to
things
do.
are not perfect. And it's not like it's not like I'm unhappy. It's not like I'm like, you know, I'm just fine, but it just, you know, I'm stuck and I kind of want to.
Yeah. Which is super common in these transition spaces, these midlifes where you have, well, all the things that you're dealing with to stop putting everybody else's needs first and be like, okay, this is maybe something going on here that I need to work on.
I'm kind of liking putting my hand up and going, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of feels freeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really does.
You can be grateful for the life that you've built, but still want something to change. And that's okay. That's kind of chic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm loving all these kind of chic things.
Me too.
Okay, it's kind of chic to get strong instead of small. I love this one. Okay. So for decades, I feel like much of women's fitness messaging was around lose weight, burn calories, shrink, tone, fit into the jeans.
Yeah. So, and now there's so much more interesting midlife questions, right? So what if fitness, your definition, isn't about taking up less space, like being smaller? What about if it's being stronger or just being more mobile or flexible or like bone health or having more energy, longevity, which we're hearing a lot about now, just having more confidence, feeling good about, you know, getting that workout in for the day. And that workout definition's on you. It doesn't have to be what, you know, you have to do 30 minutes of cardio and 30 minutes of strength and 30 minutes of stretching and all of these expectations that are set up for us. So being able to fit, you know, into your suitcase of life and lifting it over your head, you know, when you're 75, may be your goal.
Yeah.
So
there's a woman at my gym who is in her 90s now.
Yes.
And she is such an inspiration to me. Like she will go to a class and she might do 15 minutes of it one day and another day do an hour. And I think she really just listens to her body. And then when I have conversations with her, she's like, you know, it's just really important that I come and I move and I'm around people and I'm like,
the social aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the health aspect.
You know, and like all of those things that maybe she was holding on to when she was younger about, oh, I want to fit into XYZ. It's now like, no, this is my purpose for this is different. Yeah. It looks different. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be her.
Yeah.
I want to be her when I'm 90.
Yep.
If I'm still here, hopefully I am.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? 90 years old, still going to the gym, still choosing to do that.
Yes.
But the reason for choosing to do it can be different than trying to fit into those clothes.
Yeah. I was talking to my sister-in-law this last weekend. They came out. They live in the city and they came out to visit. And she was like, gosh, you know, I used to do these like intense workouts, like these HIIT workouts and like lift a ton of weights. And she goes, and now she goes, there's some days where she's like, I'm just going to put on my sneakers and go for a walk.
Yeah.
And she goes, and it might be like a 30-minute or 40-minute walk. And I get moving. And she's like, but I listen to my audiobook, which is great. And I still get, you know, like, I feel really good about my workout, but it's on a different set of terms. And I love that for her. And that just because that was, again, that season of her life where she was doing these intense HIIT workouts, she's like, you know what? This itches my scratch now. Yeah. This feels better for me. So I love that she gave herself permission to be like, this is the new definition of me working out. So that's kind of chic.
Yeah. I love these permission slips, right?
No. Yeah.
Give ourselves the permission slips.
Yeah. All right. So we think it's kind of chic to not know what's coming next. Like it doesn't have to be a big plan because this might be one of the hardest things that competent women go through. We're accustomed to always having a plan, especially when you're running your family, right? So we had a plan in college. We have a plan with our career. We have a plan for our marriage. We have a plan for our kids. We have a plan for our house. We have a plan for our next promotion. And then the next thing suddenly is, now what?
Yeah.
Now what? So, and there's a lot of things that we may not have an immediate answer to. So instead of treating the uncertainty as a failure, what if that uncertainty is evidence that you're making room for something new?
Yeah, I love that. Like, it's kind of chic to change your mind.
Yeah.
So like flip-flop, because I do that on the daily. Let's face it, on the hour.
Yeah.
Probably every minute.
Yeah. We're not going to ask Nick about that.
Yeah, no. We'll definitely give you a version of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of chic to start over, right? That's like the new thing. Let's start over.
Yeah.
It's kind of chic to try something and quit. To not have a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
And it's kind of chic to say, I don't know yet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, still working on it. So maybe the real takeaway here is that midlife gives us permission to refine or redefine what's impressive, right? And maybe it's not being invited in everywhere. Maybe it's not having the perfect body, the perfect career, the perfect marriage, or the perfect 5-year plan. Maybe it's knowing what actually matters to you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And giving yourself that permission slip to let the rest go and to say no, to change your mind, to want something different, to admit that something isn't working and to pivot and to stop explaining every single choice you make like you're presenting evidence in court.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that your inner voice is going to stop all of a sudden, but actually not saying it out loud might feel kind of empowering.
Yeah. And that you don't have to defend it. If this is your choice and that's what you're comfortable with, you don't have to over explain it to defend this is why I'm doing this, like you're going through some kind of crisis. So maybe the chicest thing about midlife isn't having it all figured out, right? So give yourself that grace. And maybe it's knowing yourself well enough to say, this fits me now. And that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like some freedom in that, right?
For sure.
And so this is where we leave you today. What are you ready to unravel? An expectation, a version of yourself you've outgrown, something you've been doing simply because you thought you were supposed to.
Yeah. And what are you ready to uplift, right? Your confidence, your boundaries, your health, your relationships, your curiosity about what's going to come next.
And maybe this week, find one thing you've finally stopped apologizing for, or that you are going to stop apologizing for.
Yes. And declare it officially, right? We talk about writing it in the book. Don't close the book. Like, let your words be your actions. Yeah.
Kind of chic.
We're kind of chic. And you're kind of chic. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.